Look at these little guys. And the flame cannons they ride, and the slayers backwards. And the Chaos Dwarves ride as well with their gobbles in the front. Alright, Pigman and Cristian fighting off here on Black Ark. Dwarfs vs. Chaos Dawi. The fight we all were waiting for. Thoric Ironbrow versus one of his Chaos Lord brothers, kin. Already 2 miners down on the side, followed by Great Weapon Dwarf. Fire Glades fired up by Orc Laborers, so it's pretty even down there. And there are a couple of choices we made. We were talking about this game, after the game, because this is a matchup with all the nerfs to Chaos Dwarves. What could they do? I mean, to be fair, Dwarves have a full roster. They can mix and match all sorts of stuff, and they get some choices of heroes and such from out of their own roster. Well, one, I would choose a Chaos Lord on foot. It's a little risky, but I think it's still better to fight them on foot, because if you know they bring their heroes, like the hero spam like Felix and all this, it's better to have cheaper lore and more units than trying to, you know, have a lord in the air that's not doing anything. And he brought the Chalice too, which was weird. It's like, there's no spell casting. How are you going to get any healing? Unless runes, do they count as spell casting? I don't know. Pigman bringing in Gyrocopters for the Skullcracker, which makes sense. Skullcracker also makes sense. Great Fear, Unbreakable. And the mine's already taken a good chunk out of the Orc Laborers. Better them than the Fire Glaives. Fire Glaives, I wonder if they're bracing so they can actually fire over the top, maybe. Or get into those Gyrocopters. But yeah, bringing Chaos Lord, beautiful Skullcrack charge, jeez. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Between that many units, yeah. Pigman's going to have to be on his micro to dodge shots from the Fire Glaive. Dodge Skullcrackers from plowing through most of his units down there. It's not going to be easy. Honestly, with the Fire Glaives, I would just focus on the Gyrocopters. Just keep them, keep them out of there so your Skullcracker can have free reign to just tear through all those little dwarfy units. And good dodge from Pigman, using those little pillars or claws of the furnace to block the shots. Over here we have the flame cannon and the regular cannons just doing work onto the blunderbusses, just other prime targets. I see the hobgoblins with fire arrows providing fire support, and they're doing damage, but they're not doing a lot of damage over time. And the damage that they are doing are into miners, which really isn't a lot. So they're not really going to accumulate value. And then you have the cannons going in the background to slowly whittle away most of these. And these aren't cheap units, the hobgoblins. These are like 500-600 apiece. 900 including the blunderbusses. So yeah, Pigman's going to win that long game. And while that's going on, you got 2 Gyrocopters trying to snipe a Skullcracker, while the Dwarfs are engaged with the Fire Glaives. So yeah, no more playing around with that. Although if the Skullcracker does get into the back of those Dwarves, I think the Fire Glaives are going to open up now. And if I were Cristian, since he brought the damn Sorcerer on the Taurus, might as well just go chase away those poor Gyros. They'd be easy to hit. That would free up this bottom point. It's not like the Sorcerer Prophet's do anything on the main objective anyways. He's not dropping into the back of the artillery, which is a big problem you'll see right now. And that's what we talked about after the game. It's like you didn't even dive in his backfield. You didn't use any Centaurs, any Wolf Riders, nothing. Even other Tauruses. Just to go and annoy his backfield, keep him honest. He's like, what if they brought Coralers? Well, he didn't. You're free to do what you want. I mean, I think he spammed one? No, he didn't spam, but he at least used it once. The, what is that? One of his metal spells. It wasn't Final Transmutation, it's the other one. I forget what it's called at the moment. Yeah, he just didn't use it. Or no, he did use it, but it just didn't do anything. I guess that spell resistance paid off where he just missed the targets. Ooh, those Slayers got torn with those Fire Glaives. Jeez. Yeah, pull back the Hobgoblins so they can intercept the Slayers. Why? Okay. No, don't. He's charging at the Slayers with Gyro Fire support. Which... yeah. Probably not the best idea. Yeah, those cannons have been locked onto his Sorcerer Prophet this entire game. 440 range, they'll do that. Especially on Black Arc. Miss Searing Doom over there. That's what it's called, Searing Doom. Just remembered. And the fire arrows just... They did 100 damage in that first volley. I mean, it's not nothing, but it's not great for their value. Yeah, I think I would have dropped the fire arrows. The Hobgoblin fire arrows just to bring... I don't know. Instead of taking 2 of those, you can get another Blunderbuss. I think 3 Blunderbuss are pretty solid, especially the fact that he didn't bring that many miners in the main army. So you could just charge up with Blunderbuss. He can't kill them all. He's only got 1 flame cannon. And you just unload into his first line. I mean, by the time you get there, maybe he could take out 2. But you can respond with all sorts of things. I mean, your Sorcerer Prophet on the Taurus. You got Orc Laborers. You got all sorts of things. And if you notice, there's no Wolf Riders coming out. The bow variant or the spear variant right now. And there's all these open pockets of space that he could have ran through. And Pigman wouldn't be able to do anything, really. The value being up almost 4,000. It's only 3 right now. From Pigman to Cristian. But the value... Oh, yeah, Sorcerer Prophet's breaking too. Yeah, Sorcerer Prophet. Yeah, this is what the beauty of the on foot. You can't snipe it with the cannons. The cannons are your worst enemy right now. That's why I wouldn't even bring centaurs and warriors. Or bull centaurs, yeah. And here come my favorite boys. The Fertile Ironsworn. Solid units. But they're just... I don't know. They just don't work. I mean, they're great at holding a point. I would have sent Fertile Ironsworn on the lower point to take on whatever. But this is just too much. I mean, just looking at it right now. Longbeards, Dwarf Warriors, Slayers coming onto his objective, pushing. Lower objectives being heavily contested. Yeah, there's not much Cristian could do, and I don't expect him to. I mean, he is up in points. He's got 2 points. If he can hold off long enough, maybe. He just has to keep spamming out, I guess, Orc Laborers into shitty miners and great weapon dwarfs. But any single entity getting hit by those gyros. And yeah, this is where Wolf Raiders and Ironglades, Blunderbusses, all that shenanigans comes in great. Even a Great Taurus like this would be better off. I mean, they probably wouldn't kill both gyros. Might get 1 to half or just break it. Route it off. I mean, they're almost out of ammo, so you can guarantee they probably got their value. Yeah, I don't see why he's throwing them, throwing the Great Taurus into the Slayers. I don't get that. They could be easily pushing away these. They could be hitting both cannons in the back, and those things have... Oh, no. Yeah, he's used all his ammunition on his flame cannon by now, so he's unsummoned them. And the cannon's just... Yeah, the cannon's still going at it. Yeah, the cannon's whipping shots in the Great Taurus right now. Dealing all sorts of work. Yep, there he goes. He's hitting the gyros, and it did some good damage, actually. Cut him in half while he wasn't paying attention. And that's what you should be doing. Force your opponent to play on multiple fronts. And he's focusing on Ironbrow. Really shouldn't be. You know, at this late in the game, you're not going to kill him, so why throw more units on top of the meat grinder? Just ignore him and go to his home objective. Force him on multiple fronts. Like you were doing earlier, you just... This is a case of not having the right units for the right time. Or the right place. Or just not having the right units. Unfortunately. Pigman ain't no slouch. He's not going to give you a break. You got a Castellan down here with fire glaives, not unable to shoot into these Dwarf Warriors. Because everyone's stout. There's some Wolf Raiders. There we go. Unfortunately, they're into the back of Longbeards. I don't know if that's the best use for them. I mean, if they break them, that would be great, but they're still fresh. There's really no armor piercing besides the fire glaives and the Castellan, so it's going to be a while until they break. The Taurus At least he's got some goblins on the cannons. That's helping, I guess. That Taurus hasn't been doing much else, anything. Gyros are out of ammunition, and got Rangers on the flank. Yeah, some Goblin Wolf Raiders with arrows would have just torn some of these Gyrocopters and artillery in the back, no problem. Skullcracker's back. Should be able to clean up a good chunk of these units, actually. If left unattended. The Gyros are out of ammo, so really it's going to be all his other ranged units. Oh, yeah, it cleaned them up pretty good. Took, I think, almost 2,000. So yeah, he just throws chaff into it while the Skullcracker cleans up. That could flip this, actually. I mean, he's only got one objective, but still. And then you got Rangers in the back line. Jeez. Oh, no, those are Thunders. It's not the worst. Yeah, Pigman realizes his Gyros actually don't have any ammunition and goes to get him out of there, probably and summon him. So he can actually properly give him back up. Yep. Slayer should be able to take care of this, though, so I don't know why he summoned him back. And you got some more Rangers throwing axes in the back. So yeah, those boys are done. That Great Taurus is done. Yeah. Cristian's on the verge of triple capping. Being down 6,000 value. And he's just relentless. Pigman is just relentless. But yeah, and there are some fallacies. There's some problems with Pigman's build. It wasn't it's clearly not a typical dwarf build with nothing but warriors, quarrelers, and yeah, nothing like that. So I think Pigman was trying something new out, which gave a lot of openings for Cristian to come in and use all sorts of speedy units with all the gaps left behind, but just didn't take advantage of them. Like I said, I think Wolf Raiders with bows could have easily taken the artillery out, if not kept them distracted, doing some cycle charges, because what is he going to do? Ooh, great blunderbuss. Great. Yeah, with the... Because imagine, you have one-prong attack of blunderbusses coming into the front, firing off, you got Skullcracker on the bottom. What is he going to do? What is Pigman going to do? Send the Gyrocopters down there while you have Wolf Raiders in the back, Vanguard? Sure, you can summon Slayers, but by the time you get one Slayer, you have to deal with 2 Wolf Raiders with bows shooting into both artilleries. And it's not like... Without... I guess you can also summon Rangers instead, but then you're just leaving your Rangers to die to Wolf Raiders. Hell, even bringing a Skullcracker to his backline would have been really annoying to deal with. I mean, he would have to deal with it. And then your Orc Laborers are left to deal with Miners. Same with the Fireglaves. And you got blunderbusses in the front line shooting into whatever was supposed to defend the artillery. And it's just beautiful at that point. So I think I think Cristian could have brought some better units and had a better execution. Because this game really shows the weakness in micro and the strength of micro of the players shown here. Good bombs. Good bombs everywhere. And I would even resort to using Infernal Ironsworn due to the Miners. I mean, they won't do as much damage because of the high amount of armor, but still. Too risky. Too risky. Alright, looking at the value here. Thoric didn't really pay for himself, neither did Felix. Flame Cannon, though, did. The fact that he brought a Flame Cannon against Chaos Dwarfs is just funny. Cannon paid for itself because of the Sorcerer Prophet. Probably primarily Sorcerer Prophet and the Great Taurus. Slayers didn't do that great. Gyrocopters did pretty well. Probably paid for themselves, yeah. Rangers, not so much. Yeah, seems to be mostly the Warriors and the Miners getting all their value. Not even. Sorcerer Prophet didn't do shit. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, just trading those 2 bows for another blunderbuss I think would have been fine. And trading in all these laborers for actually Orc laborers. And you probably could have got more units if you just went without the Taurus on the Prophet. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, please like, sub. We're on the road to 1,000. Come hit me up on stream Friday, Central Standard Time, 12 p.m. on Fridays. So yeah, let me know, come play, get your fights on. Maybe you too can get your replay here. Alright folks, with all that said, y'all have a good one, peace, and goodbye for now.